So introduction to Brightspace. A little bit about myself. My name is Julia. I have been with teaching and learning for about 3 years. I'm their graduate assistant. I started in my undergrad, so over the years, I have developed a little bit of experience with Brightspace from both working with the faculty on their Brightspace course, as well as the student perspective of Brightspace. So I might be able to help a little bit with your Brightspace course. So to start off, Brightspace by D2L is our learning management system for the University of Rhode Island. And today we're going to be going through navigating your Brightspace course, explaining course tools, and going a bit more in depth with things like gradebook and other areas like content building. So to start off, I'd like to give just a disclaimer. Brightspace, it cannot entirely be intuitive for some. It is very particular with how you set up your course, and there are specificities for course setup. And over time, you should progressively build your skills and your course as you go. If this is your first time teaching, or even if you've been teaching for a little bit, there's always more things to learn about Brightspace and more tools and skills that you could have when it comes to course building. So to start off, we have had a few people that come into our drop-in sessions saying that students cannot see their course. And more often than not, it has to do with activating your course. By default, eCampus, when eCampus syncs to your Brightspace, all courses are set to be inactive. In order to allow your students to see the course, you need to change the status from inactive to active. And in order to do that, you'll go into course admin from course tools, course offering information, and then you'll activate your course and click save. As simple as that. Another thing to note when you are getting started with your Brightspace course, or if you have been teaching for a little bit, notifications. You might like to have notifications turned on for your Brightspace in order to see updates, emails, so on. In order to do that, you will click your profile name and then go to the notifications bar. There, you'll get a list of options for what notifications you want and how you'd like to get it, whether it's SMS or text or email. And I would like to note that this does not affect students' notifications. Students have control over their own notifications, and it's up to them whether they'd like to receive any from your course. If you'd like students to receive notifications, you might need to ask them through announcements or in your start here of your Brightspace course to let them know that this is an option and it could help them out. Now to the main stuff, content and module building. Here we'll be covering templates, modules, and also copying course content. To start off, templates offer the ability to streamline course design and build, whether you're starting to teach a new course or you've built one in the past, but you want it to be a bit refreshed. We do offer different template options for you to choose from, and these are credited to our colleagues in the Office of Advancement of Teaching and Learning, or ATL. And they will also be offering a training about course design where you'll have the opportunity to design your own course. And of course, this is not a requirement for your course, but it can be helpful when you're first setting it up, or again, you'd like to refresh your course. So content and modules. What are they? Content is different submodules or different sections where you could include different aspects of your course. This could include topics, different weeks, such as like week 1, week 2, or even assignments if you have one category where you'd like just to be the final grade or final assignment that you have in your course. This will help you organize your course and also make it easier for students to navigate your course. As a student myself, I find it very helpful, so you can take that as you will. But let's quickly go over how to add modules. So say this is your course, you'll go into content, and then all the way at the bottom over here, there's an add module button. You click that, give it a little title. I'll just use test for this demonstration. Click enter, and you have created your module. Over here is how you add content to your module. Upload files, videos, create a file, create a link, and so on. For this purpose, I will create a file, which will give you a blank text box where you could include all the information that you'd like in your course. But let's say you already have a module, but you want to edit it. Let's say I want to add something to meeting me. We will either click the down arrow and view topic, and then there's an edit HTML over here, or another option would be clicking here and then edit HTML. Two options for you. Another thing is adding submodules. This is a layer within your module. Say week 1 is mainly just getting students informed about what's going to happen in the unit or something of the sort. You could add a submodule, give it the same title, and then you have another option to continue adding course content. This, of course, will help you organize things a little better and maybe make it a bit easier for students to navigate. Something else I'd like to touch upon is copying course content. Say you've created a course in the past and like to reuse it, or have been given a course to copy from your predecessor. You could easily copy that content, either the whole Brightspace page, or select components of the course, such as assignments, content, whatever you'd like. In order to do that, you would go into your Brightspace, click this gear icon, import, export, copy components, and then search for the offering. I will note that you must be in the course that you'd like the content to be transferred into. Say I taught in fall, but I'm teaching the same course in spring. You must be in the spring course if you want to copy from the fall. And of course, once you search, you'll get a list of the courses that you have, and then you select which course, and you'll have two options at the bottom: copy all the components, which is the whole course, or select components. Now, some course tools that I'd like to go over. Brightspace offers a wide variety of course tools, and these ones I will be considered the key for: quizzes, assignments, discussions, and grades. For quizzes, you could access it in the navigation bar up here. And in order for the quiz to be added to your gradebook, in order to get scored, you must link it. And we have different options available on the side, which is a bit more advanced, while the left column is more of your building blocks of the course, what students need, while the right side column is more for yourself, saying you want to open up the quiz at a certain time, or you want students to have a certain time span that they must complete the quiz. We will quickly go over creating a new quiz. So you'll go into quizzes, click new quiz, and you'll get brought to this window. You will give your quiz a title. Make sure it is in the gradebook. So we could just click the add to gradebook, simple as that. And we have to give it a numerical value to the quiz as well. Let's say this will be due this Friday. Add a description if you'd like. This is optional. And then you could add existing or create new. For this demonstration, I'll just create a new question, and we have many options to go through for your requirements. For this, let's just create a multiple choice question. Let's say, what is the mascot's name? Ramiz, Rhodey, Rami, and Roger. In order to select which option you'd like, just click the button and then click save. You'd also have an option to randomize the answer order. So if you don't want these to be listed exactly like this, click randomize, and every student's quiz will show these answers to be in a random order. Save, and there we go. And then once you've completed all your requirements, then click save and close. Now you have a quiz. Now let's go into assignments. Assignments could also be accessed through the navigation bar that we just saw. And assignments also can be added to the gradebook just the same way. I will note that both, well, I'd say most, if not all, of Brightspace's assessment setups are similar to quizzes. So we'll have the same looking text box and the same drop-down bar at the side. This is to make yourself a bit more familiar with Brightspace setup and make it a bit more easier for you to create your course. And I personally noted that the submission and completion option for the assignments, because it is a bit more different than quizzes. And the reason why I include it is because you could select your submission type, whether it's file, text, and so on. With text submission, you do actually have an option to insert a video if you require your students to create a video for your class. I will also note that URI uses Panopto for their video repository because it does cost a bit more money from us to use Brightspace's file insert, so we do prefer and ask you to use Panopto. And now onto discussions. Discussions can be a bit tricky, so if you have any questions or any concerns about creating a discussion board, feel free to come to our drop-in sessions. We have it 4 times a week, or see our KB articles, which is also our how-to guides. This is designed to have student interaction outside the classroom, so it could be nice to include this in your course. Within discussions, we have 3 layers: forums, topics, and threads. Forums is kind of the header or category of the discussion. This could be the week, the topic, so on. This will house all the topics within it. Topics itself are prompts for the discussion. So this is what students will respond to and how they'll know what to respond to. And then threads are the responses to the topics themselves. Usually these are student submissions, and this is what you will be grading if you choose to include it in your gradebook. I'll quickly run through discussions within Brightspace since it is a bit more of a trickier topic. So we'll click new and I'll create a new house for the discussions. So let's say this is week 3 discussions. Topic will be everything to know about URI. And over here, you'll have some options: anonymous posting, users must start a thread. That anonymous posting means students will not be able to see who is, it won't have the author of the post almost. It'll just be anonymous. Users must start a thread will make it so students must first create their own response to the prompt before they're able to see other students' responses. And moderator must approve. That's if you would like to approve the discussion post before it's displayed in the forum. And then forum display, forum description. It's just as it sounds, it'll display the description of the forum in the topic. So let's select these two, save and close. And now we have the actual forum. As you can see, we don't have a topic, so we're not able to so students will not actually be able to write anything in it. So we could just click the drop down, add a topic. And let's keep with the theme of Rody the Ram. Bullet 3 things you like about our mascot. Again, we have availability, dates, and conditions, post and completion, and evaluation and feedback. For this, I will also make this graded, and it will automatically be created into the gradebook once I put in the points. And if you don't want it to be included in your gradebook, just click the not in gradebook option and save and close. And now students can start a thread and respond to the topic. Now on to gradebook. This is one of the problem areas that we see commonly in our drop-ins and tickets. And it can be a bit tricky to figure out and learn, but once you have kind of figured it out, it is smooth sailing. But 3 things that I feel that it's important to know is what the student needs, what the system needs, and what you need. So what the student needs could be seeing their grades itself. They want to see how they did on assignment. They might want to see their final grades and so forth. What the system needs is the more peculiarities with the gradebook. That means associating assignments to the grade item, or the category needs the total weight of all the assignments need to equal 100%, things like that. And then what you need. This is what you would like to see from your gradebook, how you'd like to see it, and what requirements do you have, such as uploading into eCampus for final grades or midterm grades. So for grades, this can be accessed in the navigation bar or toolbar, and new gradebooks are easily set up through the setup wizard. We will go through that in a moment. And we have available options such as weighted, points, and formula. And we also have the same sort of displays such as grade release, display, scheme, which is letter or numerical. And if I do remember correctly, eCampus does use a letter grade requirement for uploading final grades. So the gradebook wizard. This sets up your grading features within your Brightspace. It's going to be a series of 7 screens that you must go through in order to save changes. So let's go into grades. And we'll go into the setup wizard right over here. Down here, you'll see a start, and that's how you start your grading system. For this class, I think I would like to use points, so I'll just save my bullet over here. Click continue. Final grade release. I would like the adjusted final grade because maybe a student had a rough week and maybe I'd like to give them a little something for their troubles. Or if there was an assignment that was misgraded, I would like to go in personally and fix it for them. And then I also have the automatically release final grade. I would like students to see their final grades when I release them right away. So I will just leave that option on. And then this would be grade calculations. Drop ungraded items or treat ungraded items as zeros. I will set it to drop ungraded items because there could be an issue with gradebook if you set it up and set all your assignments to zeros. A student's final grade could show up to be a lot lower than it should be because the grade items are calculated as zero.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So this section here in the wizard, they are looking at, they are currently piloting and will hopefully be launching within the next year a new feature in here. So
Oh.
where it says treat ungraded items as zero, it's a challenge because at the beginning of the year, everybody's final grade is ungraded, so it's zero. Right. So it does
Yeah.
look skewed. However, if you have a date set for a due date with your assignments that are graded, D2L is working through the function of adding a button here. If the due date has passed, assign ungraded items zeros.
That'll be an exciting feature that can't wait to see that.
Yes. So that's one of their new released announcements that they are finalizing the details on.
Wonderful. But let's continue to step 4. And this will be the default grade scheme. I have it set as standard letter grade, but you could also set it to percent or even create your own scheme. I choose to go with the standard letter grade since, if I do remember correctly, eCampus requires the letter grade to be uploaded. So just to make things a bit easier for myself, I will click the standard letter grade.
We do not directly transfer from Brightspace to eCampus,
That's
just
correct.
letting you all know. And you should always double check your scheme to make sure that the numbers that are in Brightspace, because sometimes, especially if you copy a course, they can be tweaked. When you're looking at number grades, you want to um, make sure that the grade for an A matches what you expect the grade to an AB, because an A to
Mhm.
an A to B as in BE, not the grade B. Um, but yeah, so the grading parts are very, very tricky, and
Mhm.
not to Julia, you're doing great, but there's just so many nuances,
There is.
and
That's
she
why I
hasn't yet
do
said.
stress that gradebook can be a bit tricky, especially if you're not used to it, or even if you have been running courses and using gradebook, it still can be a bit of a challenge.
And a shameless plug, in the end of September and the beginning of October, there will be a grade book, kind of a basics to go through, significant setup to match your syllabus grading scheme, and then there'll be an advanced portion of gradebook where we go through some of the more nuances because you could be learning it new every semester.
Do you by any chance know the dates to those? Just to
Uh,
give people some specific times to look forward to.
mm,
I'll let you put that in the chat and I'll continue to step 6. Student view and display options. This is what students will see within their grade book. So grade details, point grades, grade scheme color, grade scheme symbol, that sort of thing. This is what students will see if you'd like them to see it. Sometimes you might not. For me personally, I don't think they necessarily need to see the symbol for my course, so I'll just turn that off. And then number of decimal places to display, I'll set it to 2 just in case they'd like to see where their points are exactly. And then number of characters to display for text items. This is more for feedback. If you've given them feedback, this is how many characters that they will see in that column. And then the final option right here, display final grade calculations to users. I will turn this on, and what this will do is students will see what their final grade is throughout the course, if I remember correctly. Yes. So they will see what grade they are currently at and how different grade items impact that grade throughout the course. Continue on. And this will just be a quick summary of everything that you've selected. If you're happy with it all, you could click finish, and now you have your grade scheme. So gradebook structure, there are grade categories and items, and they are different than assignments. You will need to connect your assignment to a grade item in order for it to be within the gradebook. When you saw me going through it, once I typed in the point system, it automatically synced to the gradebook that is creating a grade item. Or clicking the drop down and clicking create a grade item, that will also create one. If you already have a grade item in your grades, then it'll be easy to link it through add or link to existing grade item. So adding a grade item is quite simple in itself. Grade items are activities that instructors use to measure student progress in class. And this could include assignments, quizzes, discussions, or other activities such as participation, which might not be a submittable assignment. If it is an assessment within Brightspace, you must connect the assessment to the grade item for it to be calculated. And to do that, go into Manage Grades for your gradebook, click New, and you'll get these two options. So you'll click Item, fill it out, and then you'll have a grade item. Next would be adding grade categories. Categories are a bit different to grade items. Categories will group related course items into their own sort of category or group. I know I said it twice, but it will just group those assessments. And you could group all your assessment types into categories, which kind of means, let's say you want quizzes to be together, discussions to be together, or week 1, week 2 to be together. Something I'd like to quickly go over is weighted versus points, since I do sometimes get this question asked in our drop-in sessions. The weighted item is a percentage of the final grade, which totals to 100%. The weight assigned to each item determines how much it contributes to the final grade and the category it belongs to. For example, an assignment category might be worth 20% of the final grade, and an assignment item might be worth 50% of the assignment category. So it will be kind of like a Russian stacking doll. Everything will be conjoined within each other. And points, grade items are worth a certain number of points, and the total number of points earned is the final grade. So this will the impact of each item is relative to the point value of all the other assignments. For example, 32 points might represent 32 out of 40 in a grade item. Some other things I'd like to go over is integrations and viewing as a learner. So integrations kind of means that URI does offer third-party integrations for Brightspace, which allows you to customize and enhance your course offerings a bit more. But in order to do that, you must submit the third-party tool into review in order for it to integrate into Brightspace. How to do that is, I believe we have a KB going to get pasted into the chat. And it will walk you through the steps on how you could submit your third-party tool for review. And we will try getting it out as fast as possible, but it does depend on the review process and the distributor that we're contacting. One of the more key features I'd like to note is viewing as a learner. Within Brightspace, you're able to see your course through a learner's perspective. This could assist in course building, or can even assist in seeing issues that learners may face or may bring up to you. in order to do that, you will click your profile name and there'll be a view as learner option. When you click on that, you'll get transformed into a learner perspective and you could see what they could see, exact copy. And if you'd like to cancel out of it, you would click your profile name again and it'll be an X instead of a change button over here. Let's say you need some additional help. We are available through our ticket system, our ServiceNow ticket system, and tickets will be triaged through the IT service desk team. And if it's a more complex ticket or about Brightspace, it will most likely get escalated to our department in teaching and learning services. And D2L also offers support. There's a 24/7 all faculty and student support within Brightspace. And in order to find that, you will just go into Brightspace, click the Need Brightspace Help, and you'll get sent to a chat page with a D2L agent. I also included a link that I will copy in chat for further readings if you'd like, or things that you might want to save for a future date. And that will be my presentation. I do remember someone asked me for the 14-week template module. So I will quickly go over that as well. So for uploading the 14-week template, you will go into table of contents, click this downward arrow, and then add object from LOR. Through here, you could either just click the search button and it'll pop up all the options that URI has to offer. But the 14-week module, just scroll down a bit, click this, next, and then click one of these options. I believe I might be getting these options because the course is already built, but copy as content, next, and then choose which one you'd like, and then copy all. And then I have a question about group assignments. So for group assignments, first you will need to set up groups. In order to do that, you will have to go into the group options in course tools. And then create a new category, which would mean a new group. I think I have a group 1 already, so I'll make it a group 2. Enrollment type, this is how you'd like to set your groups. I would like it to be group of number. Group of number means how many people will be in how many users will be in the group. I'll set it to 2. Put no restrictions. This will be a very, very quick setup for groups. If you'd like to go in more depth for group setup or group assignments, feel free to come to our drop-in sessions. But let's go into assignments. Let's create a new assignment. Group assessment. Put this in quickly. And then file and submission, you'll select group assignments and you will select which group you'd like. Group categories is the category that you'd like, while within the group, it's more, group category is the name of the group section that you have. Let's say you have 5 different groups in your class, but they're randomized for each unit. So you'll put them in different categories, if that makes sense. So I'll save the group category as 2. Let's go into groups one more time. So group 1. Here, enroll users. I will select these 2 into the group. And group 1 will have 2 members in it. Again, feel free to come to a drop-in session. I know I went through that a bit quickly, maybe a bit too quickly, but we are here to help and we are more than happy to go through group assessments with you.